Hello and welcome. It's so important that we have these conversations about our health, especially as we navigate our golden years. Today we're going to talk about something truly remarkable. It's a topic that touches on one of the deepest fears many of us carry, the fear of cancer. But more than that, it touches on a profound sense of hope and control. I remember a patient of mine, let's call him Robert. He was a retired history teacher, a man full of life and stories. When he came to me, he was feeling a deep sense of unease. He'd seen friends and family battle illness, and he felt powerless, as if his health was a lottery ticket he had no control over. He told me, "Doc, I feel like I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I want to be around for my grandkids. I want to see them grow up, but I feel like my body has its own plans." That feeling of helplessness, of being a passenger in your own body, is something I know many of you watching today might understand all too well. It's a fear that can steal the joy from our days and the peace from our nights. What if I told you that your kitchen pantry, right now, holds some of the most powerful tools to fight back? What if the simple choices you make at the grocery store could become a shield, a form of living armor that helps protect your body from the inside out? Today we are going to talk about a concept that is gaining incredible attention in the medical world, the idea of starving cancer cells. We're going to discuss 3 specific, everyday vegetables that contain powerful compounds. These aren't exotic, hard-to-find ingredients. They are humble, familiar foods that, when we understand how to use them, can become your greatest allies in the quest for a long and vibrant life. We're not just talking about general wellness. We are talking about targeted, powerful actions you can take, starting with your very next meal. So please, stay with me. The information we are about to share is too important to miss, and it all starts with understanding that you are not powerless. You have more control than you think. It's good to be talking about this with you today. As we dive deeper, if you find this kind of practical health information helpful for yourself or your loved ones, perhaps take a moment now to give this video a quick like and click subscribe just below. It's a simple way to stay connected and ensure you always get our latest advice. Now, let's get to the heart of our discussion. The first vegetable on our list is a powerhouse that many of us are familiar with, but few of us understand its true potential. I'm talking about broccoli, and more broadly, its entire family of cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and kale. For years, we've been told to eat our broccoli, but we were rarely told the incredible secret it holds within its cellular structure. This isn't just about vitamins and fiber. It's about a specific, potent compound that has researchers incredibly excited. The magic word here is sulforaphane. It's a natural plant compound that is formed when we chew, chop, or damage broccoli. Think of it as the plant's defense mechanism, and it turns out this defense mechanism can become our defense mechanism. In scientific circles and major research institutions, sulforaphane is being studied for its remarkable ability to act as a cancer antagonist. What does that mean in simple terms? It means it may help create an environment in your body where cancer cells struggle to survive and thrive. One of the most frightening things about cancer is its ability to grow and spread, a process that requires the creation of new blood vessels to feed a growing tumor. This process is called angiogenesis. Certain compounds, like those found in cruciferous vegetables, are believed to have anti-angiogenic properties. This means they may help interfere with a tumor's ability to create its own blood supply. It's like cutting off the supply lines to an enemy camp. Without fuel and reinforcements, the camp cannot expand. This is the essence of starving cancer. But that's not all sulforaphane does. Research has shown it may also help our bodies in other profound ways. It can boost our body's own protective enzymes, the ones that help flush out cancer-causing chemicals. It also appears to encourage a process called apoptosis, which is essentially the body's way of telling abnormal cells to self-destruct. This is a natural, healthy process that can be disrupted in cancer. Sulforaphane seems to help get that critical process back on track. I remember my patient, Robert, the retired teacher. When we started talking about nutrition, he was skeptical. He'd always seen food as just fuel, something to fill his stomach, but as we discussed the science in simple terms, a light went on in his eyes. He started to see his meals not as a chore, but as a strategy. He began to see broccoli not as a boring side dish, but as a dose of medicine from nature. He started visualizing those little compounds going to work, protecting his cells, standing guard. This mental shift was transformative. It replaced his fear with a sense of purpose. He was no longer a passive victim waiting for the worst. He was an active participant in his own health, a general commanding his body's own army. This is the power I want every single one of you to feel. Now, this is the crucial part. You can eat broccoli every day, but if you prepare it the wrong way, you could be losing almost all of its cancer-fighting potential. The enzyme that is needed to form sulforaphane, called myrosinase, is very sensitive to heat. If you boil or microwave your broccoli for too long, you destroy this enzyme before it has a chance to work. So what is the secret? The most effective method is what I call the chop and wait method. Studies have found that by chopping the broccoli and then letting it sit for about 40 to 90 minutes before cooking, you give that crucial enzyme the time it needs to produce a significant amount of sulforaphane. After it has rested, a light steaming for just 3 to 4 minutes is the best way to cook it. This softens the broccoli enough to make it enjoyable while preserving the majority of the beneficial compounds. Boiling is the worst offender as it leaches out many of the nutrients into the water. If you are making a soup, a great technique is to blend the raw broccoli first, let the puree sit for that hour or so, and then add it to your soup to cook. Another fantastic tip is to add a little mustard seed powder to your cooked broccoli. Mustard seed contains a heat-stable form of that same myrosinase enzyme, so it can help kickstart sulforaphane production even after cooking. Think about incorporating 1 serving of a cruciferous vegetable into your diet every single day. A serving is about 1 cup. It could be steamed broccoli with a sprinkle of mustard powder, a cauliflower mash instead of potatoes, or some roasted Brussels sprouts. Each bite is a conscious act of self-care, a declaration that you are taking charge of your health. It's about building that internal fortress, one delicious meal at a time. Let's move on to our second vegetable, a vibrant red jewel that is a staple in kitchens all across America. I'm talking about the humble tomato. For many, tomatoes are the base of a favorite pasta sauce, a slice on a sandwich, or a burst of sweetness in a summer salad. But beneath that bright red skin lies a powerful antioxidant that has been the subject of thousands of studies, particularly concerning its role in prostate health and cancer prevention. The hero compound in tomatoes is called lycopene. Lycopene is what gives tomatoes their rich red color, but its function goes far beyond aesthetics. It is one of the most powerful antioxidants found in our diet. Now, the word antioxidant gets thrown around a lot, so let's quickly break down what it means for you and your health. Every day, our cells are under attack from unstable molecules called free radicals. They are created by normal body processes, but also by exposure to things like pollution and sunlight. This damage, called oxidative stress, can harm our DNA and is believed to be a major contributor to aging and disease. Antioxidants are like a security force for your cells. They neutralize these free radicals, protecting your cells from damage. Lycopene is an all-star player on this security team. Studies have shown it can be more than 10 times more effective than vitamin E at quenching certain types of free radicals. Epidemiological studies, which look at large populations over time, have often found a strong connection between a diet high in tomatoes and tomato products, and a reduced risk of several types of cancer, most notably prostate cancer. While no food is a magic bullet, the evidence suggests that men who regularly consume lycopene-rich foods may have a significant advantage when it comes to protecting their prostate. Research in laboratories suggests that lycopene works in several ways. It not only provides that powerful antioxidant defense, but it also seems to help regulate cell growth and encourage the self-destruction of abnormal cells, much like the sulforaphane we just discussed. It helps create a cellular environment that is orderly and controlled, the opposite of the chaotic, uncontrolled growth that characterizes cancer. This brings me to another one of my patients, a wonderful woman let's call Eleanor. Eleanor came to see me after her husband had a health scare. It woke her up, and she became the most proactive patient I have ever had. She called herself the CEO of her family's health. She researched everything, and she took a particular interest in the power of diet. She learned about lycopene and completely changed how her family ate. Instead of just seeing food as something to be enjoyed, she saw it as a tool for longevity. She made big batches of tomato sauce from scratch on weekends. She roasted cherry tomatoes to have on hand for salads and snacks. And she made it her mission to ensure her family was getting these protective compounds every single day. Her story is a testament to the fact that taking control doesn't have to be a burden. It can be an act of love for yourself and for your family. It's about ensuring you have the health and vitality to enjoy every moment with the people who matter most. The fear of becoming a burden to our loved ones is a very real fear for many seniors. By taking these proactive steps, you are not only caring for yourself, you are giving your family the greatest gift of all, your healthy, vibrant presence in their lives. We've covered some important ground already, and there's more helpful information to come. If you're finding value in understanding how these small changes can impact your health, and you haven't yet, clicking subscribe ensures you won't miss future discussions like this one. We truly appreciate you being part of our community. Now, just as with broccoli, how you prepare your tomatoes makes a world of difference. In fact, it's the complete opposite. While raw broccoli is best, cooked tomatoes are far superior when it comes to lycopene. The heat of cooking actually breaks down the tough cell walls of the tomato, which makes the lycopene much more bioavailable, meaning your body can absorb and use it more easily. Studies have shown that cooking tomatoes can increase the absorbable lycopene content by a staggering amount. One study found that heating tomatoes for 30 minutes increased the bioavailable lycopene by over 160%. But here is another critical secret. Lycopene is fat-soluble. This means your body needs some fat to absorb it properly. So, cooking your tomatoes with a healthy fat like olive oil is the absolute best way to maximize the benefits. This is why a traditional, slow-simmered tomato sauce made with good olive oil is one of the healthiest things you can eat. The canned tomato products, like tomato paste, sauce, and crushed tomatoes, are excellent choices because they have already been heat processed and they provide a concentrated source of lycopene. Don't be afraid of the can. In this case, it's your friend. The goal should be to get at least 2 servings of cooked tomato products per week. A serving is about half a cup of sauce. You could have pasta with a rich tomato sauce, a bowl of tomato soup, or even a simple dish of baked fish with a topping of stewed tomatoes and herbs. Each delicious bite is delivering a potent dose of this cancer-fighting antioxidant directly to your cells. Think about that the next time you're simmering a sauce on your stove. You're not just making dinner, you're conducting a symphony of health in your own kitchen. Amat Jaime for health in your own kitchen, but creating in bottoms cacpini muscle famald. Now we come to our third and final vegetable. This one is a pungent, powerful little bulb that has been used as both food and medicine for thousands of years. It's a flavor foundation in cuisines around the world, and its health benefits are just as impressive. I am talking about garlic. Garlic's power comes from its sulfur compounds, and the most famous of these is a compound called allicin. Allicin is what gives garlic its characteristic sharp smell and taste when it's crushed or chopped. It's not actually present in the whole, intact clove. Similar to broccoli, a chemical reaction is needed to create it. When you break the garlic cell walls, an enzyme called alliinase mixes with a compound called Allicin, and this interaction gives birth to allicin, and allicin is a powerhouse. It has been studied for its antibacterial, antiviral, and anti-inflammatory properties, but for our conversation today, its potential role in cancer prevention is what makes it so incredibly important. Research suggests that the compounds in garlic can help the body in several key ways. They can enhance our detoxification enzymes, helping us process and eliminate potential carcinogens. They seem to help induce apoptosis, that programmed cell death we talked about. And some studies suggest they may even interfere with the cell cycle of cancer cells, helping to slow their ability to multiply. I want to tell you about one more person, David. David was a man in his late 60s who had a strong family history of cancer. He watched his father and his uncle both battle the disease, and he lived with a constant low-grade anxiety about his own future. He felt like he was living under a dark cloud. He was a proactive person in his career and his finances, but when it came to his health, he felt that his genetics had already dealt him a bad hand. He felt doomed. This is a feeling that I know many people with a family history of illness can relate to. It can feel like you're fighting a losing battle before you even start. When David and I started working together, we focused on what he could control. We couldn't change his genes, but we could change the environment his genes were living in. We talked about garlic. We talked about how each clove was like a tiny, powerful soldier he could add to his body's defense team. This simple shift in perspective was monumental for him. He started seeing his diet not as a defense against a predetermined fate, but as an offense, a way to actively build a body that was more resilient, more robust, and less hospitable to disease. He started crushing garlic into his salad dressings, adding it to his stir-fries, and rubbing it on his chicken before roasting. He said to me one day, "Doc, for the first time, I feel like I'm fighting back. I'm not just waiting anymore." This is the hope I want to instill in you. Your diet is one of the most powerful levers you can pull to influence your long-term health, regardless of your family history. And once again, the preparation is everything. This is so important, and it's a mistake almost everyone makes. The allicin-producing enzyme allinase is destroyed by heat. If you chop garlic and throw it straight into a hot pan, you get the flavor, but you obliterate most of the health benefits. The allicin never gets a chance to form. So here is the non-negotiable rule for garlic. You must chop, mince, or crush it, and then you must let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes before you cook it. This waiting period allows the enzyme reaction to take place, creating a powerful reserve of allicin. Once the allicin is formed, it's more stable and can better withstand the heat of cooking. 10 minutes, that's all it takes to transform garlic from a simple flavoring into a potent health-promoting ingredient. So, the next time you're in the kitchen, make chopping the garlic your very first step. Chop it, set it aside, and then go about preparing your other ingredients. By the time you're ready to add it to the pan, you will have unlocked its full medicinal potential. Aim to include at least 1 clove of garlic in your daily diet. It's so easy to do. Add it to soups, sauces, dressings, marinades, or simply sauté it with your other vegetables. Each time you follow that crush and wait rule, you are taking a simple, conscious step toward fortifying your body's defenses. Take a moment to close your eyes and visualize this. Picture your body's cells working tirelessly to keep you healthy. Now picture these powerful compounds from broccoli, tomatoes, and garlic arriving like a team of guardians, forming a protective shield around those cells, helping to sweep away threats and reinforcing the natural order. This is not fantasy. It is a simplified way of understanding what countless scientific studies are now revealing. You hold the power to assemble this team of guardians with every meal you eat. So, let's bring it all together. We've talked about 3 incredible everyday vegetables: broccoli, with its powerful sulforaphane released by the chop and wait method; tomatoes, packed with lycopene that becomes more powerful when cooked with a little healthy fat; and garlic, whose mighty allicin is unlocked by crushing it and letting it rest for 10 minutes before cooking. This isn't about a restrictive diet or giving up the foods you love. It's about empowerment. It's about adding these cancer-fighting superheroes to your plate in a smart, strategic way. It's about shifting your mindset from one of fear and uncertainty to one of hope, action, and control. Robert, Eleanor, and David all started their journeys from a place of fear. The fear of illness, the fear of losing their independence, the fear of becoming a burden. But by embracing the knowledge of how food can be medicine, they transformed that fear into power. They became active partners in their own well-being. This is the journey I invite you all to begin today. Start small. Pick one of these vegetables and a new preparation method to try this week. Share what you've learned with a friend or a family member. Your health is your greatest asset, and the daily choices you make are the most important investments you can make in it. You have the power to build a body that is resilient, vibrant, and ready to enjoy all the beautiful years ahead. I sincerely hope this conversation has provided you with clarity and some positive steps forward. Taking charge of our health is a journey, and staying informed is crucial. What did you learn today that surprised you the most? Please share your thoughts and any questions you might have in the comments below. Reading your experiences helps us all learn and grow as a community. And if you found this information valuable, please share this video with the people you care about. Let's help one another live longer, healthier lives. And of course, please consider subscribing if you found this helpful, so we can continue sharing these important health insights with you daily. Thank you for your time and your attention. Be well and take good care of yourselves.